Hey there, greetings everybody. Good morning and welcome here to the Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show. So we are here for the show that we do every Saturday, which is next week. This is episode number 30, July 26th to August the 1st is what we're covering here. So I'm going to give you there's 9 regular shows this week plus the series for the month of July and the upcoming series, of course, and the beginning of the series for the month of August. Also going to talk a little bit about the mini series that I'm going to do starting next month. Okay, so the first episode of the week will be new Prog albums, which will feature Argos. Their album is Dr. Wild's Twilight Adventure that was released back on March the 6th. So we're now going to cover this for new Prog albums, which will come out tomorrow night at 8 o'clock in the evening. Next up is look back at a classic rock album. We're going to be featuring, I got these upside down, this album, Richie Blackmore's Rainbow. This is Man on the Silver Mountain. I don't think it's called that, but that's what I wrote it down as. But this is the debut album of Rainbow, which at that time was still called Richie Blackmore's Rainbow. So I'm just actually surprised I hadn't done this. I watched Sea of Tranquility this morning, and he had his 2 picks for this episode that he had that he's been running for the month of July, and this was one of the 2 albums. And I thought, wait a minute, have I actually covered that album on Look Back at a Classic Rock Album? And I wasn't sure if I had, so I went back and checked. Nope, I hadn't done it, which surprised me quite a bit. This should have been done a long time ago. Anyways, we're going to do it this week on Look Back at a Classic Rock Album, which will come out Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Next up, we have favorites, and we're going to do something a little different. This is going to be a new ongoing series over years, kind of similar to, favorites this or favorites of that. So this will be my 10 favorite deep cuts from Black Sabbath, this band. So these will be all songs that weren't singles or weren't released as singles in the singles charts or anything like that. Not, maybe the deeper cuts on the album that nobody really knows about, although Sabbath fans will have definitely know about it. But I wanted to start off with Black Sabbath doing this kind of thing. We'll be doing other ones, but this will be the first one. Black Sabbath deep cuts, my favorite 10 favorite deep cuts, and that will be on favorites on Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Next up is going to be the live stream Rock Topics, which will come out this Thursday. And we're going to actually cover Black Sabbath for that night, since I've been in a little bit of a Sabbath mood lately. So I'm going to do All Things Sabbath is what it's going to be called. And that will come out on Thursday at 8 o'clock. Next up, we have new albums purchased, which we're at the end of the month already, and these are all albums that I was either purchased or gifted or bought at a yard sale or whatever. Everything that I collected that month or this month, which is July, it will be released on a Friday at probably noon. And this will also include the stuff that Ben sent me from Australia. A couple of albums that very tough to get here, but was grateful that he sent them to me, along with a Australian hat, which I quite like and probably will wear for that episode. So that will come out probably on noon on Friday afternoon. Next up is Who Did It Better? And we're going to go to a song originally performed by this band off of this album, which is Come Together. It's the opening track on this album. Sorry to cover one of the most famous covers, but it's It wasn't with the album when I bought it, so if I can get one with the album cover, I'll probably take that too. So anyways, that's the Beatles Abbey Road album and the opening track from that. And then we will cover that with another band who did arguably as big or bigger a version of the song from Aerosmith. There are a multitude of versions of this song, probably as many as I can see, around 10 or 12 versions, but I decided just to go with these two because I think they're easily the best two, and we're going to talk about them and who did it better. That will come out Friday at 8 p.m. Next is next week's number 31. So the show that we're doing now, we will do the next installment of it next Saturday, episode number 31, August the 2nd, covering August the 2nd through the 8th, and that will come out at roughly noon, around that time, usually between noon and 2 o'clock, but I think it'll be fairly early that day. So that will be next Saturday. Also on Saturday, we'll have the next installment of the mini-series Monsters of the 70s. This will be episode number 9, and will feature, I forgot to get my cover thing for it, which will feature Led Zeppelin, basically one of the great bands of the 1970s. Now, Zeppelin, there's a few bands like this in this month's series that actually started in the 60s, but the primary amount of their discography and their history and their most dominant period was all in the 70s, and they're highly influential bands. So Led Zeppelin will be covering them for episode number 9 here on Monsters of the 70s. And that will come out, I believe I have it down for 4 o'clock on Saturday. And then the final episode, or regular episode of the week, which will feature on What's New, will be The Western Front is the name of the band. And the album is called Eureka. And that will come out in the evening on Saturday at 8 p.m. So those are the regular shows for the week. And in addition to that, we also have the series we are running for the month of July, which is 31 rock bands that had a related or connected bands to them. We are down to the final 6 bands for the month. These weren't in any particular order in case people are trying to figure that out. I just kind of put the ones that I liked maybe a little bit better at the top, but they weren't in any particular order. And so we have 6 left to do. Hopefully you'll enjoy that. They'll all come out at 8 a.m. in the morning, each morning of each day. So the last, the next series, which will start for the month of August, which is my favorite, 31 albums released in 1977. It will start this week. Featuring the first episode, and hopefully that will be of interest to people. I've already picked out and organized the albums I want, and maybe a few changes as we go along, but at this moment in time, I'm quite happy with what I did, and I double-checked this time, because there was a favorites episode I did recently in which I completely forgot an album from Triumph, their debut, thinking for some reason that it was released in 77 when it was actually released in 76. But one of my subscribers, Mr. King, he reminded me of that, which I can always count on him where Triumph is concerned. And that album probably would have been a top 10 in that list. But, sometimes these things happen. You miss stuff. You can't remember everything. So that series will start, like I said, next Saturday, I believe. Yeah, week Saturday. It'll start with the first episode, and we will continue on throughout the month, giving you my 31 favorite albums released in 1977. The only other note that I wanted to bring up today was the upcoming mini-series, which will be a 5-episode series, which will run Monday to Friday, although it won't be this week. It'll be the first week of August. I was going to do it this week, but there's just too much going on. So we'll do it in the first week of August, which will be the 5 best albums from a feature artist. The first series will, of course, be the feature artist will be Neil Young. And that doesn't necessarily mean that all the albums will come from his discography, from his solo career. There may be albums spanning multiple groups as well, as he's been around and done a lot of stuff and has been in several bands and played in those bands and been part of them. And they've all released some great albums as well. So we'll be talking about Mr. Neil Young for this mini-series. 5 episodes, my 5 best albums featuring Neil Young. So that will probably come out next week. So I just wanted to give you a little heads up on that. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of next week, episode number 30. Please hit the like and subscribe, and we will see you all next week. Take care and have yourself a good day, and goodbye here from the Prog Monster.